All right, hello, everybody. Welcome to the All Sports Matter podcast. The purpose of the show is to focus on sports that matter to us, so don't expect us to talk about cricket, golf, or tennis. And
We might talk a little bit of baseball,
might,
but
but don't
just a
expect
bit.
it. Don't get your hopes up, all right? So the first off, let me introduce myself. My name is Galindo, Lindo, Eduardo,
You can go by
Edward.
Lindo in the show.
We can go by whatever you guys want to go by. And my co-host is...
My name is Lando. Hello, everybody. I'm a Houston native. Was born in Monterey, but grew up in the city. A little background about me. I grew up a Tigres fan.
Okay.
And
So
I
you
grew
suffered
up,
as a kid?
as a kid, yeah, because we went through the 25-year dry spell. Finally got a championship with the Tuca. I'm happy that we have a new coach, Miguel.
Hey.
Thank you, Tuca, for everything you did.
But it's time to go.
Hey,
But
he needs.
don't let the door hit you.
Nah, I think
With a good Lord.
I honestly
Miss ya.
I honestly hope he gets like an executive position. That'd be. I
okay.
think that'd be cool.
That'll be a step up.
Like a VP, like
Ooh.
that'd be legit.
Okay.
But other than that, because I know Gignac is trying to like also get into like coaching and executive roles. But yeah, other than that, I'm a Final Four kook. I didn't really
Final
play,
Four.
but
Kook.
my team did.
I was there spiritually.
Yeah, for sure. COVID reasons. I'm a Liverpool fan, Rocket fan, Astros fans, and maybe a Texans fan.
Maybe a Texas fan. Hey, I respect that, bro. Because currently, right now, I have a love-hate relationship with the Texans. Honestly, man, like I don't. We'll discuss it later, but they are killing me right now. They are killing me as a fan, especially as a fan that came to Houston, because I'm not originally from Houston. I was born in LA. I was born in the mecca of sports, where you have the Dodgers, you have the Lakers, you have the Kings, and back then if you were in LA, you were a Raider fan, right? That was the pinnacle because the Raiders were there. But now, with LA, they got two teams now. You got the Rams and you got the Chargers. But yeah, man. So me coming from LA to coming to Houston, and I never really had a football team. So, I lived in Nashville, so the Titans were a part of, a brief stint, but the Texans is where I was like,
So what made you
Texans.
What made you like lean towards Texas sports rather than California sports teams?
Well, growing up, man, just being here for so long, like, you appreciate the city. You really do. Like, LA is, it's a fantastic city. If you don't hang out during the tourist times and you don't go to tourist traps,
Yeah.
LA is a great city. It's, it's there's so much more out there. But, coming to Houston, man, Houston has a certain edge to how things are getting done here. Like, it's just different. I love the vibes here, and so for me, like, I'm slowly supporting more Houston sports. But yeah, man, it is
The clutch city effect.
yeah, it is a clutch city, bro. It's hurt city too, man. They hurt you. They really do. They know how to get you sometimes. But
I don't know. I feel like we get a bad rap, but
yeah.
if you take out like LA and New York, and the Patriots.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
like,
and Boston.
Yeah.
You can't forget
and the
Boston, bro.
Patriots.
Boston's a
Like,
heavy hitter.
I think like we're one of the cities that get more championships. But
Well, you gotta also keep in mind Dallas too, man.
Dallas,
Cowboys.
True. No, but I said I guess state-wise, right? Yeah, but yeah, nah.
But still,
Nah.
even state-wise, that's another topic though.
That's
That's a good topic. That's a good topic though. What's a better championship city in Texas? Because honestly, you got to think about the Spurs. They got titles.
You gotta think about Olajuwon.
Yeah, and legends. Yeah. So that's actually a good topic. We'll talk about that next time. But for right now, for us, let's get into FIFA, man. Let's get into soccer or football.
Okay.
Real quick, with the EPL top 4 race. As we know, Man City, they pretty much clinched it. Congratulations to them. Hey, as a diehard supporter, it makes me It makes me feel so. I just can't right now.
Yeah, with your Man City and Atletico fanhood.
Yeah, bro.
What's up with that, man? What's up? How are you an
man.
Atletico and a Man City fan?
Listen, bro.
I'm a Tigre and Liverpool fan,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
But they're never going to play each other. And they actually, honestly, it would have been really cool because, like Liverpool won the World Cup last year.
The soccer
club World
Cup. Yeah.
And then Tigres made it to the final this year. Against Bayern Munich. So the possibility of them playing was actually pretty high.
It was possible.
It was possible.
Yeah.
But other than that,
but then
you'll never see this again.
Yeah, I was going to say, but Bayern Munich did destroy Tigres.
I mean, it was 1-0, but we can call it destroy.
Okay. All right, they were generous. I mean, they did play with Bayern Munich's B team?
No, they played with the A team, but I will say this.
A-.
I will say this.
A high B. B+.
No, they played it with the A team. I will say this. New York didn't have a lot of work to do. We lost 1-0, and I'm proud of it.
Yeah. Nah, man. But yeah, man. Congratulations to Man City. Manchester City is such a beautiful city. Haven't been there. We'll go there one day, catch a game. But as we were talking, what we're really focusing on is the champions spots, right? Currently, right now, Man City have locked in their spot. United are qualified for their spot, but then we have 2 more spots available, and we have 3 teams that are fighting for it.
Yeah, we got Liverpool, Chelsea, and Leicester trying to fight for 2 spots. This is actually really cool because Leicester has a way smaller budget, yet it's still in the fight. Chelsea, they basically blew like half a billion in this transfer market in the last summer.
Yeah.
So they're still in the spot. And then you got Liverpool, which they won the league by like almost around 18 points last year, and they're not qualified either. Like I said, I'm a Liverpool fan, and I'm pretty anxious. I'm pretty happy that we won the recent games, but it all comes down to Sunday. If they don't win Sunday, it was all for nothing. Because, Liverpool has to face against Crystal Palace.
Right, which is a doable game. It's
a doable game. But what people don't understand is Crystal Palace is a very trap team.
Okay.
It's the perfect trap team.
I gotcha.
They have a history of beating the big dogs for no reason. Like, they might not have nothing to play for, but they'll just beat them just to ruin somebody's day. The thing that Liverpool do have going for them, though, is that the Crystal Palace boss, the coach, he's the club already made it aware that they're gonna let him go at the end of the season.
Okay.
So the players really don't have any motivation.
Or do they have the motivation, if they like him, to try to send him off as a hero, as a big win, and make it just hey, I'm sorry to see you go, but we won against Liverpool. We ruined Liverpool's day.
I mean, like
what I mean? There's a 2-point view that you got to look at. Yes, you could say they don't have nothing to lose, or they can say, hey, you know what? Our coach has been really solid with us. Yeah. Let's give them a big send off and get a win. That's the motivation, you got to look at things.
I don't know, but I want to say most people wouldn't work if they're not gonna get criticized for it, because they literally have nothing to play for. And then, like, if you were the player, were you highly motivated? I understand at the beginning you might be motivated, but once you get down to the trenches, is it gonna motivate you? You're not gonna.
It depends.
It's gonna be a new
coach. You never know.
And just to add a side note to that, there's rumors that Crystal Palace might hire Lampard as their coach.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Okay.
He just got fired from Chelsea.
Yeah.
And he did a really good job in Derby. So in the second division. So they're gonna give him. It sounds like they're gonna give him a shot. This is not official, just rumors.
This is on the Twitter sphere. The Twitter outlets.
Yeah, the soccer world, the soccer Twitter.
So okay, let me ask you this. All right, so for that game, what percentage do you give Liverpool winning?
80%.
80%. So there's a 20% chance that they'll lose.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. So moving on to Chelsea. And Chelsea.
We can analyze Chelsea too. Chelsea.
Because that's the game. That's the match, right? That's the one that's being on prime time. As far as as far as them with.
Well, Chelsea is playing Aston Villa.
Wait, I thought they were playing.
They just played each other.
Oh, I'm getting confused. Okay. Yeah. Take that back.
Yeah, so they played each other in the FA Cup, and then Leicester won. Wait. Okay. And then they played each other in the league, and Chelsea won. So what that means is, even though Leicester have the FA Cup, because they lost to Chelsea, now they're not. They're out of the top 4 for the moment. Mm-hmm. So they have to win, and they have to wait to see if Liverpool or Chelsea lose.
Gotcha. Okay. So one of the two has to lose in order for them to make it to the top 4.
Yes.
Gotcha. And they have to win on top of that. Okay.
Exactly.
So in the driver's seat right now, as far as in the top 3, right? Chelsea's in the driver's seat. It's theirs to lose.
Yes.
Right. They're cemented in obtaining one of the spots, and then you have Liverpool.
Well, the thing is, I wouldn't say too cemented, just because they're going against Aston Villa. And you might laugh at me, and like probably some of you are laughing at me, but early on in the season, Aston Villa beat Liverpool 7-2, I believe. I know we got scored 7 goals by Aston Villa. 7. So let's say Aston Villa just wakes up feeling great. You know, I just, if I was Chelsea, I wouldn't take it easy. I wouldn't put my second goalkeeper. I wouldn't put.
You can't. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Just finish strong.
Because at the end of the day, man, Leicester City is a scary team. They have players. Who they're playing for their final game.
They're gonna play Tottenham.
Ooh, that's okay.
So
and Tottenham right now, man. I mean, they're not looking great, but they're they got talent, right? They have stars. Even though there's some news out there that Harry Kane wants out.
Harry Kane wants to leave.
They got stars though.
Dele Alli, you know, he got his mojo back.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know what he did or he's been hanging around.
I was about to say who he do.
Yeah.
But okay.
Yeah. Shout out to the Guardiola family. You know.
Special shout out to them.
Other than that, Chelsea. Yeah. Dele Alli, Tottenham. I don't see them winning. I see them losing actually.
Okay.
But the thing is, so right now Liverpool and Leicester are tied for points, and Liverpool has a +4 goal difference. So if Liverpool win, it's not for sure, but like Leicester would have to beat Tottenham by like 6 goals just to like surpass Liverpool.
Gotcha.
So that's why it's looking highly likely that Leicester is going to miss out on the Champions League, just because Liverpool have a good chance of winning Chelsea. I'll give Chelsea about 85% chance that they're going to beat Aston Villa. Okay. The 15% chance is if they don't take it serious.
Okay.
And then Leicester City, I see them beating Tottenham just because of the stars. I'll give them a 65% chance.
65. Okay.
Just because Tottenham.
Because they still have talent.
They have talent.
They have talent, man.
Technically, on paper, they have more talent than Leicester City.
Right.
But Leicester City is on form. They're killing it. So I don't see them beating them over 5 goals or over 4 goals. So unfortunately, I don't have Leicester going to the.
So they're not gonna make it. No. Okay, I was gonna ask you like who do you think is out? All right, so just based off of the information you're giving me, and just the teams that fortunately they're playing, Liverpool and Chelsea do look like they're gonna get the final spots, and I agree. I leave Chester out of it. Better luck next year. Get more players, get better players. I guess.
Yeah, well,
you know what I mean.
Well, Leicester, they're good at developing. They have this midfielder called Yuri Tielemans. He's really good. Hopefully, I know they had him initially in a loan. I'm not sure if they bought him yet officially, but if they manage to keep him around, he'll
be good.
Yeah, he was like a couple years ago. He was when you're playing FIFA career mode, he was one of the guys.
All right, bro. You're talking about FIFA career mode. Let's talk about. All right. So how about this?
No, what I'm saying is he was like the guy that had a really high potential. And what I'm saying is he's living up to the potential.
Gotcha.
So it's
All
looking
right.
good. It's looking good for Leicester's future.
Gotcha. Okay, so then let's move on. Let's move on to the final, the Champions final. Chelsea versus Man City, my team. Come on, y'all Blues. All right.
So you're going for Chelsea?
Of course, I have to go for Chelsea. That's my team, bro. That's my
I
team
thought Man
growing
City
up.
was your team.
Man City, bro.
You said Chelsea.
No, I said Man City.
Oh. Okay,
Come on, man. Go tripping.
I'm hearing things.
Unless I did. I don't know.
No, because you said go Blues. Well, go Blues is
Oh,
Chelsea.
no, but también is Man City, no?
Well, the Blues are known as Chelsea.
Oh, well, Man City is my team.
Oh, okay.
So,
So how are they gonna do?
All right then, man. So my predictions for the game is Man City's winning 3-2. I think Man City's gonna come better prepared. I trust in Pep. Pep is gonna get them set up. The only thing I'm worried about really is just the front, our strikers.
Not playing with a striker.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that strategy. You know.
You know Pep didn't come up with it, right? Like, the Spain was playing without a striker for a long time. Like right after they won the World Cup.
Yeah.
And I think they won the Euro Cup like that.
Yeah, but that's the thing, man. Like I don't know. Like the talent is there, right?
Yeah. And
at the end of the day, the talent is there, and what matters is the goals are being scored.
It only works because like I feel like Man City has the same issue that Spain had, where like y'all have too many good midfielders.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I agree.
Y'all have way too many not to play.
And I was gonna say you have to play them.
Yeah.
And so, but that's I think a midfielder and a striker have different mentalities.
Yeah.
And I think that's the issue that I have is like for me a striker is goal
a killer.
scorer. Yeah.
It's a killer mentality.
Killer.
Yeah.
And I feel like with midfielder, their position and how they play, it's more control, it's more technical. You know what I mean? Like it's more like they're not necessarily right at trying to score goals.
Yeah.
But their whole life they've been training like that. And so for me as having a true striker, there is that kind of unbalance almost. So we'll see what happens, but I think it's going to be a high scoring game. 3-2.
What's the score?
3-2. I have 3-2 Man City winning.
Okay. Well, I actually have Chelsea winning.
What a surprise.
Chelsea is going to win 2-0. I think Guardiola is going to overthink his strategies again, and he's going to have a little choke hazard.
A choke hazard?
Yeah, and just because, like, I understand the no striker, but rule and I really don't agree with it, and more especially because you're going against Chelsea's defense. Chelsea's defense under Tuchel has been very stable, and it's worked out very well in the sense that he's managed to keep a clean sheet with almost every team that he's played against. And for that reason, my score is 2-0 for Chelsea. It's going to be their second Champions League trophy. Congratulations, Blues fans.
Oh, okay. Is that where we're heading?
Go Blues.
So,
okay.
I mean, it'll be interesting. We'll see what happens. It's one of those things that I think it's a great matchup. Honestly, I think some of the I don't want to say the two best teams made it, because to me it's like if we're really looking European wise, we're looking at all teams that were in it. I think PSG should have been in there, even though potentially.
Well, I don't know. I don't agree with that. I mean,
you don't agree that PSG should have probably been in there?
I mean, I think it's earned whoever made it there.
True. I think PSG tries to buy their championships.
I mean, I wouldn't say Man City doesn't. I wouldn't.
Yeah, but what?
It's the new thing going around. You gotta invest. You gotta spend.
Is that what we call it? Investing.
You gotta spend wisely.
Yeah.
Chelsea also used to be what Man City is now and what PSG is now.
Yeah.
Whenever Abramovich he was buying players for 30 million, right and left, right? Back then, 30 million was a lot. Now just
Bro, that's pocket change.
Yeah, it's pocket change now.
Pocket change.
30
bro.
million. What player do you get for 30 million nowadays? Like
a nobody, bro.
Like a old Cristiano Ronaldo, like a 40-year-old Cristiano Ronaldo.
Man, who knows, man? Or maybe a Sergio Agüero. Man, I don't know, but you know what? Like, I think I guess at the end of the day, it's another English final. The English teams have been dominating these couple of years, which I think tells us a lot about the power of the Premier League, the power of the English team. And we'll see what happens in the future. I mean, we don't, obviously we don't know what's going to happen in the next coming years, but it is interesting, how do you say, the trajectory of the Premier League, and where they're heading out.
Yeah, well, especially you have leads now in the Premier League too. You have like a lot more like storylines.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the Premier League is doing a really good job at storylines.
Yeah.
Similar to the NBA.
Yeah.
Whereas like La Liga, France, Italy stopped this year by having a new champion, but then Germany.
Still
You have
the
the
same old.
You have well. Congratulations to Atletico. We just found out. I'm glad. So.
Hey, let's go.
Galendo's team.
Let's go, Atletico. That's my team right there. I knew you guys could do it. Suarez never doubted you for a moment, man.
What I don't understand is
Cholo, keep doing your thing, baby. Let's go.
What I don't understand is like how do you have two very different teams? Like I'm already accepted the fact that you have two teams, but like how do you have Man City, big splasher, and then you have Atletico, which is like all like cantera, like youth squad.
To be honest with you, man, like that's when I was watching Atletico when they were playing in the final versus Real Madrid, bro, that game really hurt. Like even though I wasn't an Atletico fan, that game hurt, man. Like I was just like broken down. But then like I went and I looked up the team and I looked up the fans and I just liked it. Like it won me over. Like it just made me like, oh, like Atletico, they know what they are. Like they don't try to be a Barcelona, with spending so much money, having Messi and all this, or they're or Real Madrid with having just money, being able to buy whoever they want. Like their way of doing things is through getting young players, getting old players, and making it work. And then with Cholo, man, his style of playing and very rough defensively, having these players play. Like whenever I watch a game, I just feel like they're playing 100%. Their whole hearts are in it. It's like it's kind of weird saying that, right? But yeah, like I really messed with the club. It just won me over, honestly. Like I can't, I just can't stress enough. Like the fans are great. The environments there are crazy. Definitely, it's a must attend game one for me.
Yeah.
Well, I would want to attend the game.
Well, the thing is, that's what I was gonna say, right? It's good for the league. Atletico won now, just because it gets really repetitive when it's Barcelona and Madrid just winning,
right?
And which leads for the Premier League to get more money through TV advertisement,
right?
Because it's always something different, always a different team,
right?
So congratulations, Atletico fans and Barcelona fans, Madrid fans. Better luck next year. It seems like they're both gonna get new coaches. You're laughing. I'm being very honest. Like better luck, like because it seems like both clubs need a lot of like restructuring.
Yeah. No. There's I think both of the organizations are stepping away, because there was a period, man, where these guys would spend so much money on players, right? I think Real Madrid was doing a little bit better on getting the overspending, but getting the right player, versus Barcelona of overspending and not getting the right player, right? But I think both organizations now kind of are trying to understand, like, okay, maybe overspending is not the right way to go at it.
Yeah, they're trying to overspend the Premier League, which is not.
Yeah, it's not gonna work. Like one
yeah.
team cannot take on a whole entire league.
Well,
you know what I mean?
that's the thing. Like it's two teams against the big six, and,
right?
And it's just I feel like it's consuming their payroll.
Mm-hmm.
They have to pay the players a lot just to stay.
Yeah.
They have Hazard, who had a horrible year. Before that, they had Bell, that wasn't performing lately. Right now, I feel like Messi has a big portion of the payroll in Barcelona, and I think they need to figure that out too. But do you have any coaches that you think you see working out at the moment?
Honestly, I think to me it starts at the very top. Personally,
at the very top?
Yeah, at the very top and down. To me, I think the very top needs something, because these teams are, with such a huge fan base, right, around the world, and these teams are not in the Champions. They're not winning their titles.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's a problem. It's a problem, but I think it starts at the top. I think it starts at looking at the money and where they need to spend it on, right?
Yeah.
Like, hey, Barcelona, I think you guys don't want to hear this, but it's time for Messi to go. Like, that's one of the things that I think for Real Madrid, something that helped them a lot, or hurt them, however you guys want to look at it, was when Cristiano left. You know what I mean? Like, that guy is a staple in Real Madrid, right? But at the same time, there has to get to a point where you're gonna stop overspending on a player that unfortunately is getting to that age where he is no longer gonna contribute to your team.
Well, yeah, and then it goes back to them spending the money wisely, because they spent the $100 million they got from Ronaldo on Hazard. So it's like Ronaldo tried to help y'all out.
Yeah,
he really did.
He could have gotten another great young player. That's the thing. I think, and again, because I guess of the fan base, they have to go after big names.
They have to.
But it's like, come on, like, try to at least mix it up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Try to get some players in, young players in, develop them.
They could have just waited and put those $100 million towards getting Mbappe. Mbappe's here for another 10 years.
Yeah.
Or Erling Haaland. Are you familiar with him?
Erling Haaland. I heard of him, but I'm not.
He's basically. I like to think of him as the new Zlatan. He has a lot of attitude.
What team does he play for?
What team? Dortmund.
I think I've seen him. He's kind of weird looking, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want. All right, let me not get into details on that. You know what? You know what, guys? Let's move on. Let's move on to the NBA.
NBA, let's do it.
Yeah, I don't want to get into that.
Okay.
All right, man. So for the NBAs, we have a new system, the play-in playoffs. Just straight up, man. Is it good? Is it bad? What do you think?
I hated the idea until I saw it. So Washington beat. Who did they beat? They beat at the beginning. It was the Wizards. Well, they lost.
They lost the first game.
They lost the first game.
They lost the first game, and then they won the second game, and so now they're in the playoffs.
Yeah.
But I hate that, because it's like, if you want to be in the playoffs, win the games during the season.
Yeah, so you don't like the play-in?
I don't like it. I personally don't like it.
And even after after watching it, you didn't like it?
To be honest with you, look, like, I understand why they did it the first time, because of COVID.
Yes.
And in COVID, it was kind of hard keeping track of the records.
Yes.
And again, the initial solution for it was because we couldn't keep track of the NBA records because teams could not play, right?
Exactly.
So if the initial problem, the play-ins were the solution to that, right? I get that. This season, though, we were able to play the full season. So why are we disregarding the records now? Why are we letting a 10 seed into the playoffs? Why are we, you know what I mean? Or a 9 seed, 10 seed playing a 7 and 8 to potentially get those spots? Like, it's already, like, to me, it's already bad enough that these teams, the Lakers had to play again against the Warriors.
Yeah.
I like it. The game was great.
It was a good game.
It was a good game, but they should have never played in the first place, right? They already solidified their spots as 7 and 8.
They should have never.
They should have not played.
They should have never.
They should have played. If you want to see them play so bad, let them make it through the playoffs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because
that's my thing.
As it would have been really nice playoffs in the sense of Jazz versus Golden State, right?
That would have been a good game. That would have been a solid series. That would have been a solid series.
And now, do you think? So I guess we're moving on to the results. So the Wizards qualified for the East. Who else qualified for the East? The Wizards and the Celtics. The Celtics beat the Wizards.
Right.
Right. And then for the West, the Lakers qualified and the Grizzlies qualified.
The Grizzlies qualified, man.
Beating Golden State.
Right.
I don't think they would have beaten Golden State in the 7-game series.
Right.
If we're honest.
Right.
Right. So, the playoffs would have been Utah versus Golden State, which it would have been a nice series.
Yep. Can I just add to that, right?
Okay.
The NBA, in order for them, I guess, for them to make more money, kind of hurt them in the long run, because now instead of having Jazz Warriors that would bring in more money because you have Steph Curry.
Yeah, you got.
Now you don't got Steph Curry no more in that, and now you got a dub, Jazz versus the Memphis Grizzlies.
Yeah.
Two small market teams.
Two small market teams, yes.
And now they hurt themselves.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like, come on.
You plan on watching that game?
No.
No. Okay.
I'm not gonna watch the Jazz and the Memphis Grizzlies, bro. Bro, who do you know in the Memphis Grizzlies? You only know one player.
John Morant.
Yeah, name me another one.
Morant, John.
Yes, bro. There you go. So this is they hurt themselves because, and again, and you know what?
No disrespect to.
No disrespect. It's more disrespect to the NBA.
Yeah.
Because, to me, one of the big things, right, that I think something that I don't know who said this to me, but it's like, if you're playing one game, right, one basketball game, literally changed the fate of Washington and the Grizzlies, right? Like you said, they could not beat them in a series. Grizzlies are not winning the Washington in a series.
Yeah, I don't think they would have.
One game changed the whole thing, dude.
Yeah.
Now you have the Jazz and freaking Grizzlies. There is a real, say what you want to say. The Warriors are still a scary team. The Warriors can take on the Jazz.
Oh yeah.
And
Steph
give
Curry
them a solid series, a game 6-7.
What do you think? You think Steph Curry is gonna blow his record? I think it's like 60 points. Do you think he'll score more than 60 points from now to the moment he retires?
Steph Curry?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's his top game? Like how many? I see him scoring 70 points in the game.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's doable. I think right now, how the NBA is set up, everything is doable. That is very doable, right?
Well, and it just goes on to say how the Warriors are a threat. And then if you have Draymond getting hot, which I think he really choked, because he should have stepped up for this game.
Yeah.
But once he gets hot, and then once Klay Thompson comes back.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, they're back on it, right? But again, man, like I think this was I think they robbed.
They robbed themselves.
They robbed.
NBA robbed themselves.
Not only that, but they robbed Steph Curry of trying to show the world that, hey, I'm the man. Yeah. I can do this.
Yeah.
I don't need Klay. I don't need all these other players. Like, you know what I mean? Like, to me, they robbed them of that. Yeah, and the world would have been able to see that. And now they're not in it. And now you have the Jazz Grizzlies, man.
Yeah. And I think.
And no disrespect to the Grizzlies, but if you want to be in the playoffs, win more games so you can get a spot.
Well, I feel like we've been disrespecting them, so I'm gonna give them some.
No, and again, I'm mad at the NBA. I'm not mad at them.
I'm gonna give them some flowers, man. I want to say I feel like John Morant is proving that he should have been the number one pick. Like at this moment, that was a hell of a pick, Grizzlies. But yeah, y'all still need to win more games. Get that man some help.
Yeah.
So now the Lakers. Now, do you think the Warriors would have been qualified if Draymond never poked LeBron James' eye?
Listen,
I feel
man.
like he just went off.
Listen, man.
I feel like he went off.
After
he got his eye poked.
Whoever, talking sports, man.
I feel like LeBron James was more comfortable playing against the Jazz than against the Suns. So I think he was willing to lose to the Warriors just so he can play against the Jazz. Now,
I don't believe that. LeBron James is a killer, man. When you're a killer, bro, you don't run away from competition, bro. You face it.
So LeBron James is a very smart man. He's a very smart man. He's not a killer. He's a manipulator.
Manipulator? Dang, that's worse.
No, like for real, man.
Nah.
Like he manipulates the game in the way that everything goes his way. Like, and that's what you want somebody in your team to do, right? Like let me finish it before it sounds like I'm talking really bad about him, but I'm really not. I'm giving him props. Like, I'd rather play against the Jazz than the Suns, to be honest. And I feel like he was comfortable going against the Grizzlies or the Spurs. Like, so I think he would have done that. And then avoid Chris Paul just because they're a very hot team.
Bro.
I promise you.
Bro.
You don't want to face Chris Paul in the first round.
Bro.
You can face him in the conference finals when he gets injured, right? But not in the first round because that
I think,
man's
you know what?
dangerous.
I think you're giving LeBron, honestly, this is too much credit of how strategic he is. He's like, ooh, okay, so I don't want to play. I'd rather play the Jazz instead of the Suns because of this and that. No, man, I think LeBron just wants to win, and he's gonna win because to me, and this is the reason why I say this, is for you to be a champion, right? Okay. You have to take on the competition regardless of who it is.
Yeah.
You're not gonna be a champion if you're avoiding people.
True.
Honestly, that's true. Straight up.
I'm not saying avoiding. I'm just saying.
Well, you are saying avoiding because you're saying that he wants to avoid the Suns until the later rounds. Yeah. To me, it's like nah. Like the way that I see it is like, all right.
I don't see. I don't see anything wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with that, but that's not LeBron. LeBron is a winner.
Yeah, that is. Now look. Whenever he got injured, what did he say? I'm never gonna play the same again. And now
he played the same though.
Cap.
But he played the same though.
Exactly. He does little things like that to make you feel like he's not that good, and then he catches you, like when you least expect it.
Well, there you go. He catched you because now he's going against the Suns.
He did
because he doesn't care.
Yeah, he did
about it. There you go. You know what I'm saying?
I think Draymond messed up.
No. There you go, man. Like there you go. This is the thing, man. Like again, the Lakers are a very, very serious team in the playoffs. But I will have to say this. I'm sorry, LA. I don't have the Lakers in the finals. I have the Clippers.
Well, let's not get into that yet. We haven't gone over the matchup.
The matchup? Which matchup?
The matchups of the playoffs. Like who's gonna play who in the playoffs?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm heading into that.
So what did you think about the Clippers avoiding the Lakers? Like nasty.
Listen, man. The Clippers have the better record. So how can you avoid a team?
By putting your bench the last games to make sure you don't play the team. The Rockets beat them because Paul George and Kawhi Leonard, they weren't playing.
Right. Why would they play the Rockets though? Why would they want to win the Rockets? What advantage do you get?
Because if you're a killer, you try to win every game.
No, man. This is the difference between.
Okay.
This is the difference between. I guess you're trying to apply something that doesn't apply in the NBA, right?
What?
You're gonna rest your players when it comes down to it. Listen,
Michael
this
Jordan,
is why LeBron was pissed that he had to play the Warriors because he's like, bro, I earned my spot in the playoffs. Why am I playing another game to re-earn my spot? That's where the complaint is. Yeah. Bro, you played 82 games.
Yeah.
Why are you playing another game?
Well,
at the end of the day, in order for you to win in the playoffs, you have to be healthy. You have to be well rested. And then when the series starts, that's why it's a 7 series game, because it's gonna take more than one game to kick you out of the playoffs. And that's when you have to be strategic. That's when you apply what you're saying.
You're not using you're using the same logic I just used. LeBron uses.
Exactly, but the difference is it's the team that's thinking like that. It's not one player that's thinking like that.
Well, you don't think the Lakers are thinking that?
Bro, the Lakers are thinking is, why gotta I play the Warriors?
Look, the Lakers
when I solidified my spot, I'm a 7.
Whatever LeBron is thinking, that's what his team is thinking.
Bro, you're thinking like, oh, all right, I'm gonna avoid the Suns and play the Jazz. I might lose.
What?
That's what you're saying.
Nah.
You're saying he wanted to avoid the Jazz to play. I mean, he wanted to avoid the Suns to play the Jazz. I might lose this game to the Warriors.
Well, no, I'm gonna lose until Draymond poked his eye. It became personal.
So you're saying the poking the eye is what?
Yeah.
So, all of a sudden, LeBron's brain said, we're gonna face the Suns.
Yeah. And then the Lakers changed their mind to whatever LeBron was thinking. Because whatever LeBron thinks, that's what his team thinks.
Listen, man. Again, you're giving LeBron way too much credit on this.
He's the king.
Like, that's crazy right there.
Okay,
man.
so now we got to talk about this. Jazz Grizzlies. Who you got?
Bro,
why do you hate the Grizzlies, man?
Bro, I don't hate the Grizzlies. I hate the fact that the NBA kicked out the Warriors. You know what I mean? Bro,
yeah, they did.
Jazz Warriors would have been a better game. I would have even gone with the Warriors.
Yeah.
Because of just how interesting this is.
Yeah. I would have gone with the Warriors too. Okay, so Suns, Lakers.
Lakers,
okay. Nuggets, Trailblazers. This is a good one, man.
Yeah, this is a good one. Cause
I got Dame time.
Yeah, bro, I like Dame. I really do like Dame. But then you got the Joker, and the Nuggets did make it to the final, the Western Conference Finals. Mm-hmm. So they have that, they have that team, man. They do have that team. But you know what? I'm a dreamer. I'm gonna go with the Blazers, Trailblazers. I got them.
Okay. So that's not a big shot though.
That wouldn't be a big shot.
Nah, okay. Not at all. If Dame is who he puts himself out to be, then he should take this game. Just because the Nuggets are missing Murray.
Yeah.
The Joker is good, but there's only so much you can really do.
Yeah.
So what do we have next? We have the Clippers and the Mavs.
Yeah, Clippers, Mavs. I got the Clippers.
I got the Mavs on this. I don't trust the Clippers just because I was saying they were losing. So they're comfortable with losing. And then they have no place in the playoffs.
Damn.
So it's crazy how it's gonna be. I got the Jazz, the Clippers, the Mavs, and the Trailblazers. Basically number 1, 4, 5, and 6. I think I got the underdogs.
Well, I agreed with you on all of them except for the Clippers.
Yeah.
So I think
it was a weird season, right? So a lot of good teams barely made the playoffs.
Yeah.
And then I also got on the East.
All right, so the East.
Sixers versus Wizards.
Sixers versus Wizards, bro. I'm gonna go with the Sixers.
That's a simple one. Nets versus the Celtics.
Nets.
Same. Bucks versus the Heat.
Ooh, that's a good one, man.
That's deja vu from last year.
Miami.
Got Miami. I got the Bucks.
All right.
It's a tough one.
That is a tough one.
I just we're from the H.
Okay. And how are you gonna tie this in?
And the thing is, I was an immigrant. I'm an immigrant. And Giannis has to prove himself as an immigrant.
Okay. Okay, so that's the connection. Okay.
I really don't like his last press conference that he did. He
Ooh.
said
Okay.
he said he's not sure
Uh-huh.
if they're gonna beat him.
Uh-huh.
And I hope he's being humble about it. I know he can be humble sometimes.
Okay, let me ask you this.
And-
Is Giannis a top 5 NBA player?
Not at the moment.
Okay.
No. But he can change that after this year.
Okay, by winning a championship.
Yeah. And
Okay.
that's where I'm going with this.
Okay.
I feel like the Bucks are coming out the East.
Gotcha.
I feel like Giannis has to, just for his legacy. The next up is Knicks and the Hawks.
I'm gonna go with the Knicks, man.
The Knicks?
Yeah, well, that's gonna be my pick. The Knicks.
Okay. I'm gonna go with the Hawks. Ice Tray.
Ice Tray.
He's gonna get red hot.
Yeah, that's
Red
gonna be an
hot
interesting
ice.
matchup. I like that. I like that. The Knicks are in 4th place. I mean, they haven't been in the playoffs in a long time. So for me, like, I want to see how far they can go. I'm gonna go with the Knicks, man. I want to see what they can bring this season and in the playoffs.
Yeah. I feel like they're lucky that they got there. Just because they're doing better things, as an organization. So to get there so quickly, that's hitting luck in the sense of you got the right players with the right coaches so fast. Because in the span of a year, weren't they like last place last year? I think, but not last place, but towards the bottom, right?
Well, yeah, they didn't have they didn't have great picks.
Yeah.
So
I think they're developing now. So
no, yeah, they definitely have a better they have a better team now. So yeah, it is gonna be interesting. But yeah, I have the Knicks, man. I'm gonna go with the Knicks over
Ice Tray.
Over Ice Tray and the Hawks, man. I just
Capella is in the Hawks. You remember?
Yeah,
you remember
man.
him?
Yeah, man. Yeah. We'll see what happens with them.
Okay.
But anyways, so with do you want to go to the next round?
So who do you have coming out the East and the West?
Okay, I was gonna say, so for my final two, for the final two, I have Knicks Clippers.
Knicks
or
I'm
Nets? Sorry, the Nets. Nets.
Okay.
Sorry, I was thinking about the Knicks. No, I have the Nets. The people yeah, I was gonna say.
You said like a half and a half of each, like the Knicks.
Yeah.
Like
so the team coming out of New York is gonna be the Nets. I'm gonna have the Nets.
The Nets. Okay.
The Brooklyn Nets.
They're
gonna be with the Clippers.
Who are they with the Clippers? Okay. You got the Clippers? Oh,
I got the Clippers, man.
Oh man.
I want to see what the Clippers can do.
I'm sorry. It's the first round exit.
We'll see, man. We'll see. What about you? Who do you got?
I got the Lakers and the Bucks in the final.
Lakers, Bucks in the final.
Yes,
okay.
Like I said. I think it's Giannis here to show up. After this, I'm really not gonna have too much faith in him, just because he has a long-term contract with the Bucks. I'm not saying he's not gonna stop improving, but it'll be a while. Like, I don't see that team getting much better. So that, if you add the Harden situation with KD and Kyrie, I feel like the playoffs are different. There's more pressure, and they've only played a handful of games together. I think it's like 8 or 9 that they played together. So like, I don't think they have that chemistry yet. So I feel like this is the chance for the Bucks to get over the boogeyman of Miami Heat. They haven't been able to beat them.
That's a matchup, man.
That is.
That's what I'm saying.
And honestly,
you have them in the finals.
That's the only. I'm more scared of the Miami Heat than the Nets for the Bucks. Just because they have a really good defense, and of course the Nets are pretty strong. It's the best offense, but I just feel like Giannis needs to step up this year. It's not trying to throw shade at the Nets. I'm just trying to believe in Giannis for this year. Okay, and I have the Lakers in the final, just because I'm saying LeBron James. This guy is a mastermind. He strategizes everything.
Right, but he's still playing the Suns.
And then he's gonna.
After you came up with your theory, he's still playing the Suns. Which I'm like, okay.
Hey.
All right.
Hey, Draymond shouldn't have poked him in the eye. And you know, like
they would have been in the playoffs.
It got personal. After that. And he said, you know what? Other than that, I think the Lakers are gonna go back to back. To be honest.
Okay. I'll be honest with you. For the Clippers and Lakers, man, I really did have a tough time with that because.
Why do you have the Clippers? What makes them different this year?
I think they have more chemistry. I think the first year with Paul and Leonard, I feel like it wasn't there. I feel like this year they built on that. Last year they got rid of Doc. I don't believe in Doc. Like, I just don't. He's a great coach, but I just don't believe him. I don't know what he did for him to have such a high level of respect.
If you had an organization, you wouldn't hire him. That's what you're saying.
Oh, facts. I would have, if I hired him, I would have fired him. Like, it's one of those things where, dude, Doc has
hired him just to fire him.
All right, I already told you Doc's history. I don't want to go into a rant about why Doc. I don't think he's one of the greatest coaches ever, right? Because if you compare Doc to other great coaches, like for example, Pop has 5 rings. Doc has 2.
I thought he only had 1.
He had 1 with the Boston Celtics. Damn, does he only have 1?
I thought he only had 1. Let me look this up.
I think he only has 1, and he got it with the Boston Celtics, dude. And the Boston Celtics had the original Big 3. Think about that. The original Big 3, and he only won 1.
Google literally has 0.
For real?
Yeah.
Oh no, it's 1. It's 1 with Doc.
It's 1.
Dude,
yeah.
He had the Clippers. He had the Clippers where they had Lob City and never made it to the finals. And then he had Kawhi Leonard and Paul George and didn't go and made it to the Western Conference Finals, and lost to the Lakers. Their bitter rivalry team that you freaking hate, right?
Yeah.
At some point, dude, he could have a high winning percentage in games, but that doesn't equal to
that
championship.
That doesn't matter.
Right?
I mean,
championships matter.
Yeah, I mean that's what ended up happening here in Houston with LeBron James, right?
James Harden.
James Harden.
LeBron James.
We were very relevant, but I mean,
why? But we weren't winning.
Why was the
relevant
worth
championships?
It? Yeah.
So for me, it's I think just doing that, I think the Clippers really have something to prove. I like the Lakers a lot. I mean, I consider myself to be a huge Laker. Not a fan, but I appreciate the Lakers. Lakers, they have some of the best players. They have some of the best memories for me. But I want to give the Clippers a chance. Honestly, I really do. I want to give Clippers a chance. So I'm gonna have Clippers, but their asses are still losing to the Nets. I have Nets in Game 6 because the Nets, like you said, they have so much offensive power. I think the lack of chemistry is a factor. Is a factor, but I just have them just being too much, man. Honestly, I mean, their starting lineup is crazy. For me, it's just Kevin Durant, James Harden, and Kyrie Irving, bro. Just having those 3, that's some serious I mean, they say everybody likes to touch the ball and hold the ball. True, but I think once it comes down to them playing in the playoffs, I think they're gonna settle in, and it's just gonna be raining threes. Honestly.
It's gonna be interesting to see. What's crazy? They always say Harden chokes in the playoffs. I think we just had bad luck going against the Warriors, and then
But the Warriors again, and this is what comes back to my point, bro. If you're driving through championships, bro, you got to go through those teams. You know what I mean?
The Warriors was a historical team, though.
No, that's what I'm saying. The team, the Warriors are a historic team, right? I mean, they're that 4-year window, bro.
Yeah.
Anybody in the West that wanted to win had to go through them.
Yeah.
There is no avoiding that, right?
Yeah, but then Chris Paul got injured, so it's what I'm saying is I feel like if they do end up winning it, they're gonna say that Harden did he changed and whatnot, but I feel like it's more of a, he's always performed, but he's never had that help, and he's finally gonna have that help if KD stays healthy, because it's been a problem, and if Kyrie keeps a positive attitude.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think at the end of the day, the Nets, man, they're in the driver's seat to me personally in the East.
Yeah, I see that happen.
I don't know, man. I don't trust the Bucks.
I feel like the Bucks are like in the position the Rockets used to be at.
Yeah, but
that's how I feel.
Yeah, but man, we'll see. Man, talk about the Rockets. Let's talk about the NBA draft. Rockets, man, are they landing the number 1 pick?
I want to say yeah. I think we have the best chance to land the number 1 pick because we had the worst record.
But still, bro, the lottery pick, bro.
And I feel optimistic. So, with that being said, I'm gonna pre-order my Cunningham Rockets jersey.
Bro, Cunningham, that's the man.
Yeah, man.
I don't know, man. I don't know how I feel about Cunningham. I think there's better players out there, but if you're in the number 1 spot, I hate that you have to be that. I hate the fact that if you get the number 1 pick, it's almost like you have to get a certain player at number 1. Like
if you don't get him,
if you don't.
Yeah, like what I was saying about Zion and John Morant, you had to get Zion. Like nobody is gonna talk mess to the Pelicans for getting Zion. But in all honesty, John Morant has been a better player. So like I feel like this draft you have to draft Cade. You have to. Even though I feel like Evan Mobley is a better fit for our team because we've needed a center, and historically the Rockets have had a great centers.
Right.
So
yeah, Mobley I like Evan Mobley has really been growing on me. Something that I liked about him, he's very mobile. He's a great shooter.
Yeah.
He gives us that height. He's young. And I know that to me I think that would be a better pick. Yeah, but man, if we get the number 1 pick, yeah,
they're gonna choose Cunningham.
Cunningham has to be it, man. I just feel, I don't know, like, is it possible to have too many guards on a team?
Well, you can trade your not so good guards over to, keep the better ones. But Cade, he reminds me a little bit of James Harden's play, man. Like when I was watching him play, like he's tall, he's tall, and he can shoot the 3. He has a good mid-range shot.
Yeah.
I think he can do a little bit of everything. I just need to see his character, see if he can go to that next level.
Yeah. Well, damn. All right, I want to get into this, but the Rockets and character, that to me is the biggest question this offseason, because we have a lot of young players and we have some questionable characters on the team.
So who are you talking about?
Now,
I have no idea who you're talking about.
All right, so you don't want to get into this topic. We don't have to, but I do find it.
Have they done any shady actions lately?
Yeah, bro. How do you get jumped at a strip club for taking care of someone else?
Yeah,
like, that's true. You know what I mean? And that's the thing, bro. That was the issue that I had, where I was just like, is this guy gonna be another James Harden guy, another strip club aficionado?
He dropped 50 the next day.
Bro, that to me is like the craziest part of it. Is like, you go to a strip club and you drop 50, and it's like, all right, man, like, and then what are we doing here?
And then I think when that happened, he wasn't even 21 years old. I think like a couple weeks later, I saw, oh, happy 21st birthday. I'm like, bro, don't you gotta be 21 to be at a strip club?
I cannot deny or confirm this, but you don't. But you don't. That's the thing, man. But yeah, to me, it's like, dude, like that situation right there, man, is it gave me like deja vu. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just like, all right, man, like what are we doing? And then we have another. I hate being on the news for bad stuff, bro. Like, yeah. You know what I mean? I hate that fact that it's one of those things that, like like I want to be on the news for good shit, not bad stuff. Like so I feel like with House and Kevin Porter and
James Harden when he was here.
Yeah, James Harden when he was here.
The whole episode.
Yeah, dude, and it's just like, dude, like, when are we gonna
have those good? And then even when the Astros won, we got the.
And again, I'm not saying you can't go to a strip club, right? I'm not saying that at all, but like it's like, dude, like
a balance.
Yeah, man. And I know we're losing, so it's like when you're losing, I think to me it's like that's the thing, right? You really show me who you are when you're in a bad spot, right? This guy's showing me who he is at a bad spot. The basically he said, you know what? We're in a rebuilding phase. Rockets are losing. Man, I'm gonna have a good time. And then I'm gonna score 50. To you? That's what he's telling me by him doing that.
To me, he's just young.
Right, but that's bro. Okay, and again, I don't want to compare him to nobody because at the end of the day, he's his own man, right?
Yeah.
And his and leadership, bro. But one thing, and I can't confirm or deny this, right? But I feel like LeBron James wouldn't do that when he was young. Okay. Kobe wouldn't do that when he was young. Like, you know what I'm saying? And again, yeah. I'm not comparing
him to the greats.
Right. But to me, it's like, dude, like, you're an NBA player, man. Like, you're living the dream, and you're gonna make money.
You can mess it up.
You can make money, yeah. And at the end of the day, it's like, don't mess it up, bro. Like that, and that just like that event, right, where he got in a altercation, bro. That thing could have ended badly.
Oh yeah.
If he messed around with the wrong people, bro.
Somebody pulling out a knife on him.
Gun, bro. Yeah. It could have just ended his whole career.
His life.
Right, his life, bro.
Yeah.
His life would be over. So it's like one of those things where it's just like, you gotta be careful, man. And I know. It's just one of those things, man. Just be careful because, things will get crazy and we don't want that, man. We want him to have a long, successful career as a Rocket, hopefully. But if not, still, right? Uh-huh. But, yeah, man, it's just one of those things that Rockets really need to keep an eye on that. And hopefully the young players that we get, man, don't necessarily just become, not corrupted, but just end up not having a great career. Like, you don't want to see that, especially when you're young, when you're 20, 19, 21, and right now, as you know, like Rockets, they're slowly transitioning out from old players to old veterans to a young core, and the Rockets, honestly, they do have a bright future. I am really excited for the Rockets these upcoming seasons. So I'm really happy about that, and hopefully we'll see what happens in the future.
Well, if you want to stay on the topic of character, we can talk about Deshaun Watson right now. Ooh. Back to back.
Man, Deshaun Watson, bro. So I can't talk bad about you, man. I just can't.
You can't?
I'm talking to him. If he's listening, I'm sorry, man.
I can talk bad about him. No, I'm kidding. I'm not.
It's just, you know what, man? Deshaun Watson. I was riding with him prior the allegations of him wanting to leave because honestly, the Texans deserve it. These guys are squandering his years, his top performing years, man. They got rid of.
Yeah.
Oh my! They're Bill. I don't even want to talk about Bill, but it's like, dude, they destroyed their future for at least 2 seasons. The one that just passed, and with Deshaun's allegations now, probably the next 2 more years.
Yeah.
And it's just it's sickening, bro. It is sickening that we could have landed a great QB if we had our first round pick to replace Deshaun, because I don't think he's gonna be with the Texans any longer just because of the history that the Texans have. Now again, this could be a conflict of interest because the Texans love playing the morale card of getting upstanding Christian. I'm not saying this is what they're doing, but outstanding Christian people with morals and all
values.
This high standard values, right? They like doing that, but they also like making money, right? Yeah. They also like selling jerseys, selling tickets, right? Every time I check social media, bro, all the Texans fans are talking trash. They are mad. They are upset.
Yeah.
They don't like what's going on in the organization. They don't like the Mr. McClare just not giving us information, man.
Yeah,
like, be transparent with us. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, I feel like he doesn't even know what's going on. If we're being transparent ourselves,
and that's a bad thing, right?
Yeah,
like you feel like the owner doesn't know what's going on.
Exactly.
That's not a good that's not a good thing, man. You don't want the president of your company kind of talking about the future and he don't know what's going on in the future.
Yeah, especially with those press conferences he made, and just being very I don't know. I'm not too motivated about the Texans, to be honest.
Right, and no, it's gonna be a rough. Honestly, it's gonna be a rough season this upcoming.
And it sucks because like I'm a Houstonian. I want to root for the Texans,
Right.
But it really does get me in a bad mood just to think about, like, man, when are we even gonna be relevant again?
Yeah, and the hires that they got, man, I wanna like Nick Caserio.
Yeah.
I wanna like our coach Don Cunley. I wanna like them, right? But then we have this guy Jack Easby. That's I don't know what he does, right? I don't a lot of people are questioning his background, his decisions within the organization, and all of this. I don't want to 100% blame him because it was 50-50. Oh, not 50-50. It would be like
that's more than that.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Well, you know what? No, 50-50 because I'm blaming the owner. He's getting 50% of this blame. I'm blaming
equal amount of.
I don't care. I'm blaming Bill O'Brien because he's getting another 50, and then this Jack Esby. I don't know what he's doing in the organization, but you know what? He's getting another 50% of the blame, so it's 150% blame all around.
Yeah.
Because it's just it's tough, man. And then you got Deshaun, man. He wants out, and then curiosity,
allegations pop up.
All of a sudden, allegations pop up. I'm not saying I don't believe the women. Obviously, I do, but it is strange that all of this is coming out to light. And again,
I didn't even know the
but
owner and I didn't even know the owner and the lawyer of the women. Again, I don't know the details of the case, but apparently they're neighbors.
Really?
Like they're not like next door neighbors.
Yeah, but they're in the same neighborhood.
Like, yeah. I mean, but every rich person lives in that neighborhood.
Yeah, bro. Like I was gonna say, I mean, come on, this guy, come on.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. So I think Deshaun Watson with the Texans. Deshaun wants his future with the Texans. It's over. Texans, we got to move on. But when I say move on, also we got to get the correct value for him, because at the end of the day, man, the NFL is trash when it comes to punishing players if they're guilty. And I'm not saying Deshaun Watson's guilty, right? But I am saying is that the NFL does not properly punish its players for things that they've done in the past that that's crazy, like assaulting women, killing people, so for me it's like Deshaun Watson is a chip that we got to trade, but we got to get a proper value from him. No dumb just one pick, first round pick. No, I'm talking about we need multiple first round picks.
I feel like I'm scared that this guy's gonna let him. The owner's gonna let him go without anything.
Just drop him.
Drop him, to send a Christian value message.
Right.
Because that's what they're trying to promote, right? So.
And I'm not talking smack because I consider myself to be a Christian. So.
No, same.
But it's just like, dude, like you can't I understand having values and a strong moral background, right? I get it.
But like the city,
leave it out of my team. I want the best possible team available.
The city invests so much time and money into supporting the Texans.
Yeah. So let me ask you this. So I said his future's done with the Texans, right? But is Deshaun playing this season with the Texans? Is he gonna play at any point in the season?
I honestly think he is. I don't see why not.
Because the allegations, honestly, they're not gonna go into court until like a year from now, 2 years from now.
Like
just the way the law system works,
it's a little ridiculous not playing if you're not guilty, right? So like, again, like you said, we gotta hear the women out, but in this country we're not guilty until proven guilty.
Right.
So I think he should play. and then as things go along, take the appropriate actions.
Well, now that you mentioned it, before the allegation, he was not gonna play.
Oh,
he
yeah.
was gonna sit out the season.
Yeah, but now.
So now it's like, now the question is he gonna play or not?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
you know, it's one of those things because, you know, Deshaun Watson's probably good, right? He doesn't need the money.
But it's more of prove your value.
Right, prove your value out there if you want to
yeah.
get out. And on top of that is the coaching staff going to let him play?
Yeah.
Because he's been not disrespectful, right? But he's made a point that he doesn't want anything to do with the new general manager, the new head coach. So then you have that issue of like, okay, is he going to still stick it out and say, I'm not going to play this season?
Yeah.
I don't care about the allegations. I don't care what you're going to do because he's going to face penalties, right?
Yeah.
So, you know, I think at the end, bro, the Texans honestly are in a rough spot. These dudes are in a rough spot because they're, you know, it's one of those things where it doesn't matter. The QB's not going to play.
Yeah.
Right? So you're already looking at a very sad season as a Texans fan. And then the other flip side of it is the other teams are not going to offer you the best possible trade to get him because they're like, why would we want him if he's got all these allegations? We might have to deal with this in the future.
Yeah.
So then it becomes an issue. And then on top of that, Deshaun Watson, he has his pick. He wants to go to a specific spot. And so then on top of that, now you got a more limited selection of teams and what the best thing they can offer you.
Exactly.
So the Texans really are at a spot that they can pretty much they're screwed.
And then in the draft, everybody moved like they forgot about Deshaun Watson.
Yep,
like all the teams that were interested, they just made the moves. They were like,
man.
like
that's the business, man.
Move on.
That is the business. You get the best possible players if possible. You make do with what you got. Like that's something that I do like with the NFL. That, you know, regardless of what you have, you're gonna make it work and you're gonna try to win games. So with Deshaun Watson, he's not going to be starting. So who is our starting QB? We have, besides Deshaun, we have 4 other QBs. Who are you the most excited to see starting?
So our QBs are Tyrod Taylor, Ryan Finley, Davis Mills, Jeff Driscoll. Right?
Yeah. I'm going to go with because I don't know how to say his last name.
Yeah, I don't know
Driscoll.
How to say it.
So Tyrod Taylor, he's probably going to be our most likely QB starter only because of the type of contract that he got.
Yeah.
So he's being paid the most out of the others. To me, he's going to be the clear starter. He's going to be able to adapt, take over while we're figuring out this mess with Deshaun Watson. Personally, it is what it is. I don't expect us to be killing it. I don't expect David Mills, the rookie, 3rd round pick, be playing anytime soon.
I feel like he's gonna get some time though.
He should get some time, but he's not. I don't think he's gonna get time this season. Only because we have Ryan and Jeff. Those 2 are veteran QBs that are just gonna take up this entire season.
Yeah.
Because
Tyrod Taylor, they're gonna give him time.
Well, he's gonna get time on the practice squad. Like I was saying, yeah. So I think the Texans are preparing to move on from Deshaun with these other QB signings. I think this is going to be a really rough season. It's not looking great for the Texans, honestly. It's not looking great for us. And it's not going to be looking great until at least 2 years from now. Hopefully I'm wrong and hopefully there's something happens and we'll, get it going. But honestly, I don't think so. So let's just go on to predictions. What is the Texans' record predictions? I'll go first. I have them winning. I have 4-13. I have them winning 4 games in this season. I have them beating the Jags because we're opening with the Jags. I feel like the Jags are still not ready. I think the Jags are going to be a good team this year, but I think we'll get them on the first game.
They're going to have Trevor Lawrence, so
that's the thing. I feel like
it's going to be an interesting game.
Yeah, I think he'll perform. Okay. Yeah, I think he'll perform solidly, but I just think we're gonna edge him out. I feel like we're gonna edge him out. I feel like that's gonna be a win for us. The next game that I have them winning is with the Titans. The Titans are really good. They have Mike Vandil, I think his name is. He's really good. He used to play. He was a defensive coordinator with the Texans. I really liked him, and in Tennessee, he's been fantastic.
Yeah.
But I don't trust Tannehill. I don't trust him. He's not a great QB. He he's a solid QB, but he's not one of the greats. And I feel like I think we'll beat the Titans. I feel like we just whenever it's a rival, we just kind of know them better. Yeah. So I feel like we'll have an edge against them. I could totally be wrong, but I feel like we're gonna have an edge against them. So I have them winning against the Titans. Personally, I think we're gonna get swept by the Colts. Carson Wentz, I feel like he's gonna have a lot to prove, and by the time we play the Colts, they're gonna be a really solid team, and I think the Texans are not. And so I have the Colts sweeping us. Hopefully I'm wrong. Hopefully we can get a win. But I have the Colts sweeping us as far as in our division. So in our division, it's going to be 1-1. Jags are winning because I feel like Lawrence is going to get better. So we're not going to win again. And then the Titans are going to get better, and we're not going to win them again. So I have them winning early on. The other one that I have is with the Jets. The Jets are a mess last year, and I think they're still going to be a mess this year. That is going to allow us to win one more game. Or it's going to allow us to win against them. So I have the Jets as a win. And then as a surprise win, I'm going to have the 49ers, man. Honestly, I think there's a problem brewing in the 49ers organization. And I feel like towards the end, it's really going to show. And so I think it's going to be a win against the 49ers.
What problem is it?
The QB problem.
The QB.
The QB. Jimmy Garoppolo.
You don't like him?
It's not that I don't like him. I think the 49ers don't like him.
Oh, okay.
Because there were, like...
Ever since that Super Bowl?
I don't know if it's because of the Super Bowl. I don't know if it's because of... I don't know, man. But I found it very interesting that for example, like the 49ers were interested in getting Deshaun. Which to me tells me, okay, you don't really trust your QB.
Yeah.
If you're willing to give up Garoppolo for Deshaun...
And I feel like Garoppolo has that attitude of a star. Without actually being...
Because at the longest he's been under Tom Brady's shadow, and now he's finally got the 49ers, and they're giving him the resources to become to be the star that he said that he thinks he is.
And I feel like he feels like he's the star now.
Right.
Which he's a great player, but I don't think he's a elite quarterback yet.
Yeah.
You know?
So personally, I think there's gonna be a breakdown of the 49ers because their division is also really hard, but I think there's going to be a breakdown that's going to allow the Texans to get one more win, and they're going to finish with a 4-3 record. 4-13 record.
Okay. So my predictions, I have two different predictions. One is with and without Deshaun Watson. My without Deshaun Watson, which seems to be the most likely, is 2-15. Not sure what teams we're going to beat, but I think it'll be within our division, just because there's that rivalry, and just because we know them a little bit better. I think we've done pretty well against the Jags. I see them beating them at least once, and I don't know. I think we've done pretty well against the Colts too. So, and I don't trust their QB like that either. Like
Carson Wentz, I think Carson Wentz. That's the reason to me though. Carson Wentz
is a wild card.
Yeah, he's a wild card, and I feel like by the time we play, like I said, by the time we play them, I feel like he'll finally get into a solid performance and a solid rhythm.
Yeah.
Where that I think he's gonna outperform whatever QB we start.
Okay.
Personally.
Not if it's Deshaun Watson. Right?
Oh, true.
But
correct.
With Deshaun Watson, I see this team being 10-5, just because he's really a game changer. I remember the first year.
10-5 though. They're playing 17 games.
Oh, 10-7. 10 wins. That's what I was trying to say.
All right. We're getting 10 wins.
Yeah, 10 wins. Just because I remember ever since his rookie season, there was always something special about him, and every year he's just gotten better. So I don't see why this year is going to be different, even though he has all of these things going on. Especially if he has a chip on his shoulder now, even more than ever, I think he would want to ball out. Mm-hmm. But again, that's dependent on a lot of things, whether he wants to play with the Texans and if he can play for the Texans.
Right.
So, well, hopefully we do have a winning season, though. Just for the city of Houston. Even though the Texans suck, everybody cares about them here. So, I feel like football in the city, when our teams are doing good, there's a different environment.
Right. Yeah. True. The city is more popping whenever we have a great team.
Good football team.
Yeah, and unfortunately, for the Texans, it's been a rough 2 years. Honestly,
Yeah.
I think everything just started going kind of downhill once we got rid of Hopkins. Everything just kind of has been falling apart. And so,
I think that was the domino.
Yeah, like we could have lived with the trading our number one pick for Tusley, which I think it was okay because we needed a tackle. But yeah, after Hopkins left, that just spiraled out of control, and it went from good to just bad, and just so yeah, and then so we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with this this offseason. Hopefully
He brought a lot of attitude to the team, right?
Hopkins, yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, dude, we had the number one receiver and we traded him away for a second round pick.
Peanuts. Yeah. It is what it is. But that's all I got for the Texans at the moment.
Yeah, so everybody, guys, appreciate you stayed all the way to the end. Please make sure to comment below. What do you guys think about the Premier League? What do you guys think about the Champions Final, the NBA, our predictions for the finals for the NBA, and for the Texans, record. Let us know, what you guys think. Also, make sure to like, subscribe to At.H Media, follow us on IG, At.H Media. This was All Sports Matter podcast. Really appreciate your time. Thank you.